seen that video where it's the truth about AOC, Andrea Ocasio-Cortez? Anybody seen that? And then, like, in that video, they talk about the Justice Democrats and Cenk Uygur, who pays for them, and they hired AOC, the actress, and everything. The guy who made that video, which has millions of views, Mr. Reagan, is joining us here from Los Angeles. So let's give it up for Mr. Reagan right now. All right?
Hello. All right, I came from Los Angeles, partly to be here, and partly for my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. My dad over there. Because I grew up right here in Salem, Oregon. The best town in America, except for those people outside. I was really hoping they were from me, but they had no idea who I was. Okay. Leftists don't watch conservative videos on YouTube typically. All right. I want to teach you all very quickly. I'm going to try to make this as short as I can, I'm going to teach you all how to win any argument ever. You will, from this point on, you will never lose an argument, okay? Simple concept, very, very simple concept. Never, never, never argue to win an argument. Always argue to get to the truth, okay? Always look for the truth in an argument, right? The guy that you're arguing with is almost always going to be right about a few things, right? Agree with that guy. Be kind to that person. Respect their perspective. Even if they're completely crazy, be like, okay, look for the reasons why you agree. You don't always have to take the conflicting position, because if you're looking for truth and they're trying to look for the conflicting position, they're always going to get further away from the truth. You're always going to get closer to it. Eventually, you're going to win the argument. And in fact, you're going to look generous because you're inviting them to search for truth with you. So that's a technique I developed years ago that has always served me relatively well. Now, my definition of government is that government is really there to protect the vulnerable, right? We have a military to stop nuclear, attack. We're all vulnerable to that, right? We have laws to protect us from getting ripped off. We have all kinds of rules in government to keep us safe. We're all vulnerable, about something.
The leftists doing the ripping off and they get away with
it. They get away with it, right? But that's government kind of not really working, right? So we've got problem solvers on both sides, right? We've got a lot of good problem solvers on the left. We've got a bunch of good problem solvers on the right. Why don't we put them in a room and say, guys, work it out. Figure it out. Solve all of our problems for us. Because we're all wanting to make a better country, right? We all want to make a better country. They'll never agree on anything. They'll never come to the conclusions they need to come to in order for us to better ourselves as a nation. Why is this? Why can they never agree? It's because they're trying to solve different problems, right? The left has a set of problems they think are detrimental to the country, and the right has a set of problems that they want to fix and make the country better. So I would propose to you, now I'm a conservative, all right? I'm not middle ground, I'm not a moderate, I'm not, kind of leftist. I'm a strong conservative. So people are going to disagree with me, for sure, right? And I would propose this, which you're probably going to hate, some of you are going to hate. But I would suggest that even if you're a little bit left, you're wrong about everything. Right? And that is an extreme statement, but let me explain. The reason is because you're solving the wrong problems, okay? There is this idea, these fundamental ideas on the left, which is that black people are oppressed, that women are oppressed, that gays are oppressed, immigrants, there's all kinds of oppressor narratives, right? Republicans are racist. We got to stop the horrible racism that's occurring in our country that's keeping you down, man. If you're black and your life is pretty good, it could be way better, but for the horrible racists, we've got to go stop the horrible racists, right? That's what they keep telling everybody. It's sort of like a 1990s infomercial, right? You thought, I can make an omelet, no problem. I crack a couple eggs, I put it in. They say, no. Why are you cracking those eggs by hand? Look at the mess you make. And, you see somebody cracking a few eggs. It's like eggs everywhere. They're like, has this ever happened to you? Buy this egg cracker. So you buy the egg cracker, you're like, this damn thing doesn't even work. So then now you got this plastic junk in your house, right? You can't even, you're like, you know what? That's actually not that bad. Actually, that worked fine for years. I don't know why I thought that was a problem in the first place. But they manufacture these problems for everybody. They say, look, you guys are living, under oppression and we need to fix it. And they convince people that, your lives are terrible. Your lives are terrible because of these oppressive people. But they've got a problem now. They've got a problem now, which is the internet. The internet is screwing them up. Wow. I'm not really good at holding a microphone, apparently. Because they're not used to their ideas being scrutinized. They're used to proposing these horrible, problems, and people just going, really? Oh, that's a horrible problem. I'm for you. I'm against racism. I'm with you. I want to fix the environment. I'm with you. And they're not used to people scrutinizing them, but we can all scrutinize them now. We just got to do a little research on the internet. So we've got lots of various ideas. So what do you do if your ideas are being attacked and you're not super confident about them? Well, you've got to protect these ideas. So now we have these companies called YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, and they'll take people like me and they'll say, you know what? We should not be listening to this person. We might not kick him off, well, maybe we'll kick him off, but maybe we'll just demonetize him, or we'll restrict his distribution. Only your subscribers can actually see what you're saying. We don't want to share this with the rest of the world because this is fascist, or whatever word they decide to use. So now, but it's worse than they think. It's way worse than they think. They think they're protecting their ideas, right? But what's really happening is way worse for them because they have a crisis right now. There are a lot of people on the left that are recognizing the hypocrisy of the left, right? And what's happening is it's not really to do with us so much. I mean, the YouTubers and the people trying to speak truth and stuff like that. It has a lot to do with leftists themselves. They're getting into these smaller and smaller circles, and they're elbowing out people who slightly disagree with them. I got a buddy in LA named, well, I'm not going to tell you his name because he'll kill me, because he's an actor, right? Uh-oh. And he's a leftist, and he's a Mexican, and he's gay. And my gay Mexican actor buddy has a good friend who is a strong feminist, right? She's a straight white woman, but she's a strong leftist, strong feminist. She's part of this feminist group. They kicked her out of the group. Why did they kick her out of the group? Because she was not a woman of color. She can't possibly understand. I think I just hit my mic. She can't possibly understand the oppression that these real feminists go through. She's not a real feminist because she's white, right? She gets kicked out. She's crying to him. She's all upset. He's like, what's going on? Starts making him think, maybe my buddy Chris was right about a couple of things. Maybe people do hate white people in America. Maybe they are oppressing men. Let me look into this. She starts watching my videos. He starts watching some other videos. He's like, have you heard of this guy, Ben Shapiro? I'm like, I have. I was like, wow, you're watching Ben Shapiro. I love this. So now, he's back in the closet. It's a different closet than he used to be in. But we're in there together in LA. We're in there quietly whispering like little schoolgirls talking about the, quarterback. We're talking about conservatism. We're talking about, how maybe the left isn't right about everything. And it's like a cult mentality, right? If you don't stick to the dogma exactly, they kick you out. And that's a huge problem. And you got to ask yourself, the people who don't want to hear a diversity of ideas, and the people who do want to hear a diversity of ideas, which is probably the people with the more robust ideas, right? The ones that ask to be challenged. This guy here named Ray McMillan, he talked a little bit earlier. I probably hate this guy, I don't know. We haven't had a beer yet. But my guess is that we disagree about, I don't know, at least 20% of stuff, maybe 30, maybe 50. But I desperately want to hear what he has to say. He's got a fascinating perspective. Those guys out there, they don't want to hear what you have to say. If you are slightly different than them, you are Adolf Hitler, right? That is it. That's it. You're part of the Gestapo. All right. So you guys have to prepare for something. Something's changing right now because of the internet, because of YouTubers and all the information's getting out, and the left is pushing people out of the left. So what we have to look for, which is coming, is a big wave. It's already started. A lot of people are leaving the left. A lot of people, way more than you think. I mean, I live in LA, and I meet these people. I'm in the secret groups. I am. A lot of Hollywood people you think wouldn't be leftists they just don't talk about it. So how do you push those people from realizing that there's hypocrisy there to going to full truth, right? To just accepting, true ideas and really opening their minds. you've got to be kind to leftists. And some of you, this will be easy for, and some of it will be hard to do. But when you're arguing with somebody, and you're searching for that truth, and you're not trying to win, and you're not trying to cut them down, and you're not trying to make them look stupid, you know, they respect you. They see that you're arguing with dignity. Even if you drive them crazy, they're going to go home, and when their leftist friends finally elbow them out of their group, they're going to be like, you know who treated me with dignity? That Republican guy, or that moderate guy, or that libertarian guy, or whatever the heck you want to identify as. And look, and we will win this whole fight. We're going to win. And I don't mean right wing. And when I say we, I do not mean the right. I mean America. America is going to win. We're going to find all the best solutions to everything because the diversity of ideas that exist is fantastic. And look, and when America wins, the world wins. Why? Because spreading the values of the United States of America is not a bad thing, okay? I genuinely believe that the United States is the most ethical, the most sophisticated, and simply the best country in the world. All right, well, that's it for me. If you like this episode, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe. And if you hate me, please, no shots to the face while I'm walking out. Gut shots only. This is the moneymaker, all right?
All right, let's give it up again for Mr. Reagan. And we're all going to go on YouTube to Mr. Reagan on YouTube and subscribe. All right?
Thank you.